You're watching DCTV. Now here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning. It's you, it's me, it's DCTV. It's you, it's me, it's DCTV. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is RDT and SMG. And George, you're not in space. You're Spaceman George.
Yes. Status update. George, about T-minus 30 minutes ago, crash landed, I believe, somewhere off of Lake Michigan. I'm here. I told you Spaceman George is coming. Spaceman George is here.
I guess we finally know what Ryan Barkin meant when it's coming, and it was actually who's coming, and it's George, down to earth, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know. I know somebody that lives in Michigan, but yeah. So welcome back to the Wrestling N.R.D broadcast. It is I, your king, co-king, DaveCTheVoice, alongside the Micro Brawler Scholar, Mr. Ryan Crossley, and of course, the handler of our commissioner, Mr. Tom Sasso. Gentlemen, thank you for being here, along with George, who is just ferociously rowing right now.
Yeah, jeez.
It's like he's been like, oof, good Lord. But yeah.
Hi, George.
By the way, I'd like to just take a second. This is a Tom Sasso appreciation post, everyone. And I would just like to remind everyone that Tom says hi. This sign was all over Dynamite in Newark. Tom said hi to John Moxley. Tom said hi to
the face I'm making.
Sammy Guevara,
Matt
Hardy. Yeah, he said hi to everybody. So
Eddie
you
Kingston.
can. Yes, he said hi to Tony Khan.
They
said
know
hi to me. So yes, Tom, on behalf of all the nerds, we thank you for being a pivotal part of this and being so important that I put your face on a poster. And by the way, highlight of the night was also when Justin Roberts is like looking around, looks at the sign, goes, and then waves. And I'm like, oh, he said hi.
We made it.
We made it big time.
He's the first person to say hi back that's not in the Patreon.
Exactly. And also with the Patreon, I went to Dynamite Grand Slam. Kayfabe, this is a Thursday night. It's a night after Grand Slam. That's why I'm so tired. And I finally met someone in the Patreon group in person. Somebody just screams, Tom says hi, right in my face. And it's JP Hooper. So JP, thank you for being a Patreon. Thank you for being a nerd.
Hi, JP.
Yes, Tom says hi. He literally just said hi. That's the dollar reward. Tom will personally text you hi. Maybe we'll have to make that a tier. The Tom says hi.
I can do that. Tom
says hi. $5 tier. But yeah, so as George continues his quest to make it to land eventually, we have some new brawler news. I don't know about any of you, but I ordered Dynamite Kid and he showed up today. I don't know if anybody else has showed up. David Stankin, another home run here. Like the forehead on this sucker is That's 80s wrestling right there. We also found out that Mortis is coming to us in Brawler from. I think the pre-order is done by the time this episode airs. I think.
Yeah, 27th.
Okay, so yeah,
Monday.
Yeah. So it's over by the time you're watching it. Sorry if you missed out. But yeah, so that goes to my next point, where there was a photo that Ryan Barkin. Or his wife posted on Instagram that he then reposted of his kids playing with brawlers. And so we saw the RVD came in, but then you notice to the shelf on the right, there is a green brawler with his arms out. And it looks like it could be Mortis. It looks like it could be the Hurricane. So who do we think? I think it's the Hurricane because I think there's like a skin break in the top, like where like the hairline would meet the mask. And I don't think you have that with Mortis. So I'm guessing it's the Hurricane still in next month's crate.
It's got to be.
Yeah, you think it, Brian? What about you?
Spaceman George agrees.
Do you see
George
your
is
Hurricane, George?
George, is it hot on the water right now?
Yes, George is taking a quick breather from paddling.
I was gonna say,
continuing his journey.
rest your arms.
52 degrees out in Michigan right now. So
I think you're with the current right now. So I think you could just kind of float along, sort of just let the tide take you where it wants. Let it roll tide. And then also speaking of brawlers, so if you have not gotten your pro wrestling crate yet and you don't want to know who the brawler is and you have managed to avoid the Pro Wrestling TVIP group, do not just skip forward a couple of minutes or not even, because the brawler in the September 2021 crate is Adam Bomb, baby. Boom. Oh Lord, I think oh God, a shark almost got George there. But yeah, so Adam Bomb is this month's brawler. None of us got the chase. George might find one out there in the middle of the ocean. You never know. But so that was unfortunately spoiled if you looked at the grab bag photo on Pro Wrestling Tees. Tom's a little perturbed.
My crate came in the mail. I couldn't have waited 3 hours before I got home from work. I'm so mad. Although I figured it was him, and it's a great look. It really is a nice looking brawler.
Yeah, the detail on it, like you look at Adam Bomb, you look at this brawler, it's the same thing. It really is just shrunk down.
Just I mean the graphic on the boot, the like proton or the atom looks really. I mean, I can't get it on camera, but it does look really nice.
I don't know how well you're going to be able to see the back of the car there, but it looks just like that.
Influencers do this. They block it. Okay, girl bosses, here it is.
I'm going to help because I still have the cover on here, but whatever. But yeah, so Adam Bomb is here, and I'm very excited that potential friend of the show. Maybe.
That'd be dope.
I would be all for that because it took me, and I've admitted this off camera to my sister, I've admitted this off camera to you guys, and I admit this on camera to the public because I was like 20 years old when it finally clicked in my head. Adam Bomb. Boom. Like, it literally took me a little while there. Maybe a little longer than most of the kids, but that's why I spent a lot longer than 2 years at a community college. So,
I mean, it took me like 4 times being on the broadcast to realize NRD is Nick, Ryan, and Dave.
We miss you, Nick. We're going to know. But hey, proved my innocence on that. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. So I don't know if George is just out there paddling, getting them reps, and his arms.
Concerning.
It's impressive.
On the horizon, there's land.
I'm
assuming it's Michigan.
I mean, you're on Lake Michigan, so it's either that or Ontario. Where's Don Wilson when we need him for Canada's geography?
So do you guys think we have a new champ, perhaps? Is this the champ or is it regular? I forget.
Do we put the variant as its own entry?
No, I think Jerry said no. So I guess it's this guy. I don't know.
I'd take
who's
Adam Bomb over RVD.
Who's the current champ?
I think RVD.
Is it RVD? Oh, then yeah. If you include my vote would be for Adam Bomb, but that's also because I vividly I didn't watch RVD in his prime really. Like that, there was that 2003 to 2000, like 2002. No, I'm sorry, 2001 to 2003. I kind of didn't really watch too much wrestling, and so like I missed out on prime RVD.
Yeah.
But like Adam Bomb, I vividly remember watching on WWF Superstars at like 10 in the morning, coming home from church as a kid. So like,
yeah,
like this is childhood. Like this is very nostalgic to me, and I love this brawler. So
I was gonna say on the chase, my one critique, I was thinking maybe the blue gear, yellow and blue. So I think they could have gone, instead of just a color swap, which is usually the case, or I guess sometimes the case. I think the blue would have looked awesome. I wasn't aware that the chase is actually gear he's worn. I was scouring pictures, so it's factual.
I know he had a green. He had a green because the chase is what did we say? Orange and yellow.
I think so.
Right. It's orange and yellow. Whereas I remember he had green and yellow. Like it was like lime green kind of.
Yep.
Or like a darker green and yellow. I vividly remember that.
Yeah. I found a picture.
Hoping for a WCW wrap.
Hopefully.
I think George is just hoping for a lifesaver, a boat to come by. Oh, here comes the Jericho cruise.
This could be a wrap if we didn't have Chicago.
What's that, George?
George was just singing Judas.
By the way, so at both Prudential Center and Grand Slam last night, like literally, I've never, because we've all been to concerts where people try to sing the words and they don't sing them correctly. 20,000 people in key, on time, singing the right words to Chris Jericho's Judas is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. But here's the thing that they don't tell you on TV that you don't like appreciate watching at home. Everyone is singing everyone's theme song, like Jungle Boy's theme song with Tarzan Boy, CM Punk's Cult of Personality, like Adam Cole's song people are singing along to. You know, the Young Bucks, people are just like, Super Kick Party! Like, it's the greatest karaoke night you've ever been to. So yes, be ready to sing. You're not going to lose your voice from cheering too much, folks. You're going to lose your voice from singing. So it's awesome. And it made me so warm and fuzzy. It's like, yes. But so what else do we want to talk about?
We did get this little baby.
Yes, the birth of the half brawler, the pint-sized brawler now.
Hey.
So yes, the pencil topper or pen topper, according to the card, we got the Colt Cabana, the first ever. You know, Colt's the first of everything.
Yeah.
And I said this. Right? He was the first brawler. He was the first variant pin.
First plush.
He was the first plush. But he was the first ever Colt Cabana autograph.
Yeah, first
Not
ever
wrong
Colt
on
Cabana.
That. Exactly. Boom, boom, Colt Cabana. But yeah, I like that. What are some other random things we could think of, like that they could throw in a crate?
Of Colt?
Just of anybody, but yes,
they can make a little horse figure like a Colt, but instead of the horse head, it's Colt's head.
Spaceman George model rocket.
Spaceman George life preservers. Spaceman George hatchets. I don't know. Spaceman George car seats.
I wonder what you could do.
Spaceman
Joey
George
Janela's used cigarette.
very lost.
What did you say, George?
I said Spaceman George Compass because George is very lost.
I can tell. It looks like your goggles are fogging up there. Good
Yes.
Lord. Have you been hanging out with RVD?
It is raining on Lake Michigan right now.
Oof, yeah, it is.
This too. I didn't plan this. I was like, I had this because I thought he was a champ. I grabbed my beer high life. And this is my weed shirt, you know.
This is my weed shirt. Oh, jeez, Louise. Again, folks, we are the most unprofessional podcast out there, but we're having a good. This is my
weed shirt.
Many people have mistaken to ask me if it's weed. So I'm just saying.
Who? A blind man?
They were younger children. Speaking of church, it was youth group children. That's my weed shirt. I don't know.
This is my weed shirt.
This is my weed
I'm a grown man. Have you seen my weed shirt?
I love that shirt, Tom. I just noticed your shirt. I love it.
Well, okay.
That's one of my faves.
So here's a funny thing, though. So the company I work for, there's palm trees in our logo. Like, do I have to like go into work tomorrow and like be like, hey, some people could be mistaking these palm trees for weed.
Hey guys, is your store a weed store?
No, actually, you know what's funny? So people come in all the time thinking it's a furniture store because it used to be a furniture store. Like, and we're like, no, it hasn't been a furniture store for 5 years. You waited this long to get a couch?
Our office, I work for an optometry office. Our office has been there since 2007. About like, I don't know, like 6 to 8 months ago. Two dudes come in. Is this a tattoo shop?
Sure,
sweetheart, no. Like, and the tattoo shop that was there, from what I've read, it's good that you're not able to go there.
Hey, I have something. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, please go.
Well, no, just whenever I have a crate item, actually. Whenever you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been trying to push this. I was trying to get my petition to be inserted in the crate to push the numbers. So Ryan Barkin, PWT's employees, friends of the show, numerous employees, if you can have Ryan answer that email.
0 is not a number. You can't push the numbers if it's not a number.
Wait a second. If I may hijack this, this was all by accident. I didn't mean to put this Hall and Nash and Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels stuff. But as I told you guys a while ago, I met my number 2 of all time. You know, Brett's top. Number 2 of all time, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. Number 3, Diesel,
Glenn
Nash.
Jacobs.
No, not this one. Yeah, I like him. But anyway, I met these 2 gentlemen. I went to a meet and greet. They signed 3 things each, and then almost like a genie type thing, they'd answer a question for you truthfully. So I was wearing a shirt that I couldn't find. I wanted to wear it.
Was it a weed shirt?
I didn't wear my weed shirt. I wore a shirt representing WrestleMania 12. I told them the whole scenario, which a lot of people have heard. These 2 guys are Shawn Michaels, best friends and such. But I was a wordsmith this day. Unlike now, unlike every other time, I was a wordsmith. Both of these men agreed with me. They signed my petition. They believe that Bret Hart did not lose. Gorilla Monsoon went, too high on the hog, abused his power. So I'm just saying I got 2 huge stars that agreed with me and signed my petition. Not physically, but
Verbally.
I was gonna say, is there video proof?
Okay, it seems like you don't believe me. I have some evidence. I'll get it to you, and you can show people.
Ooh. Okay.
Interesting.
Them's fight words right there.
I'm done.
But yeah, so speaking of WrestleMania 12, speaking of Bret Hart, speaking of Bret's brother Owen Hart, that AEW has gotten the rights to Owen Hart in the form of video games, merchandise licensing. They're going to have the Owen. What's that?
I think they're doing a figure.
Yeah, they're doing a figure. They're going to do. I think they're going to put him in the video game, other merchandise, and they're going to have the Owen Hart Cup trophy.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anyone named Owen watching this, go to bed. But yeah, so there was somebody tweeted the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I wish I had screenshot it. But it was basically along the lines of WWE should sue AEW for using a character that they did not help produce. And it was at this time that I just, took my phone, powered it down, and said, done with Twitter for the evening.
Oh.
Because that might be, and we've done a lot of dumb stuff on this show, a lot of dumb stuff that's come out of my mind typically. But that may be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Good Lord. But on a more positive note, how excited are we that Owen Hart is coming back in the lives of everyone?
That's pretty cool.
How many brawlers does he have? 3?
Japan, the
4,
limited one, and then the other one.
Yeah, so technically 4 if you count the chase. Because we've got the Black and the King of Hearts. We got the one that came in the crate and the chase, and then the New Japan. So 4. So what's that?
I have 3.
Well, you don't have a chase.
No, I'm not.
Red pants.
I'm not Ryan.
You're
Ryan
not.
Barkin.
That's my favorite.
Love it. George,
I want to get
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, right.
Fair warning, Tom has tasted one of those. Just saying.
Yeah, and it was this one.
Buyer beware.
Fuck the rest.
How did it taste?
Jeez. Oh, there goes
He's
Eddie
never
Goodwill
going
Weaver.
away.
Not
I'll never
trading
trade
that
this one.
Never trading that one.
Question on the Owen tournament. I thought of because there's going to be a trophy, right? You said
There's going to be a cup called the Owen.
okay. I guess in my mind, I couldn't help but think about the Slammies and how he won the Slammies and how he acted. I'm like, that's kind of a close, thin line. If you have a heel win and act Owen-ish, heelish with the trophy.
I don't want that.
You got to win it back to back, though.
Who's gonna win?
MJF, because he can't win the diamond. Are they going to do the diamond ring again?
Jungle Boy.
Right.
100%.
Owen Wilson's going to win.
George, any
George
thoughts?
also heard something about a TBS title for the women
women.
competitors in AEW.
Yep. Yeah, it's which is great if they are going to start featuring a second storyline because they do it on Dark. They do it on Dark Elevation. They show women's matches. They showed Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay on Rampage. Spoiler alert, coming in well, actually no, it
Who
aired
won?
by this time. That's a good question. Who did win?
Probably Anna.
No, I believe Penelope Ford won.
Oh.
Was it? Because I think she
We'll
like
find
threw
out
the
tomorrow.
I genuinely can't. It was literally 24 hours ago, but I'm on no sleep. But I think maybe Anna Jay did win, but like eventually the Dark Order came out and whatnot. But so I think if they can manage a second story well, I mean the problem I have is Sheeta won the title at Double or Nothing, right? Was it?
I don't know.
Did Britt win the title at Double or Nothing? I think she did. But like we haven't seen her since. Yeah. Like she went from being the champion to being on Dark. Like what? So yeah, it would be not. They have a good women's roster. You know,
I read great women's roster.
Like I read a list of because everyone talks about people that go from WWE to AEW, but like nobody talks about who could go from WWE to from AEW to WWE. And the 5 people they listed were Jade Cargill, Brian Cage. Oh God, who are the other 5 that I can't remember right now?
MJF maybe?
No, not MJF. Lance Archer.
Yeah.
I want to look this up quick because those other
Jim Ross.
Miro maybe?
No.
Maybe Miro. They could repackage him as some guy named like Rosov.
Yeah. Adam Rosen.
Adam Rosov. He can have his own day or week. Rosov week.
No, that'll never get over. You can't do that.
No, because we all know Lana is the best. Lana number 1.
Who's Lana? You mean CJ?
No, I mean Lana.
George is the best. George number 1.
George, where are you right now?
George in Lake, Michigan.
Is that going well?
Maybe.
So like here's Michigan. We're over here. Right on the lake. This is Detroit. This is the Detroit side.
George is here.
Wait, am I doing it right? You hold up your right hand, or is it your left? Oh yeah, it is your left hand. You hold up, right?
I don't know. I'm doing it backwards because.
Oh yeah, yeah. You hold up your left hand, and I think like because right, like where the thumb meets like your palm, right?
I'm right about here, on the lake.
I know that this is Detroit over here. I think.
Yeah.
I learned that. Shout out to Chris Saban and Alex Shelley for teaching me geography. I only know where one city in America is that I don't live in, and it's right here, baby.
George was today years old when he knew that that's what that meant.
This?
You just blew George's mind.
But don't forget, there's this part of Michigan too, up here.
No, that's Canada. That's Canada's Dingleberries.
What's that? Wisconsin? It's attached to.
That's Canada's Dingleberries. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But oh boy. But yeah,
Did you just drink a Christmas ornament, Ryan?
What's that?
What did you just drink?
Drinking my juice, bro.
Oh, movie, baby. The juice is loose, and I'm drinking cran apple tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
It's okay. I'm drinking my CM Punk as well as the beer.
Nice.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by CM Punk.
You could freeze them.
Someone tell CM Punk that Tom says hi.
Hey, CM Punk.
Oh, Tom told CM Punk he said hi.
Water, George.
George has nothing to drink.
Oh God, it's like Waterworld out there.
Man, I got so much to drink in my house.
Yes.
Oh, but yeah. So I mean, I also had this. We also had this conversation on our Patreon page earlier. You can join our Patreon Facebook chat if you join Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB for only $3 a month. And I mentioned that. So at least for me, in terms of being there, I expelled so much energy during that Kenny Omega Bryan Danielson match. Like, what I saw on TV is what it was in that crowd. There was 20,000 people. They didn't even ring the bell, and everyone is just so hyped up. Like, it's our kids in there. Like, let's go. There was so much excitement. I hadn't felt that in wrestling in so long. It was just amazing. But, like, I feel like you could have built that through the night. Like, okay, this is great. Like, whereas we all just blew it out on Kenny and Bryan, and then just kind of took, and especially for the fact that, yes, that match went a half hour. It's the quickest half hour I've ever experienced in wrestling.
Yeah.
But like, so we've still got an hour and a half left of Dynamite. We have 2 hours ish of Rampage that they filmed right after. And so like, I was just like, whew, I don't smoke, but I could have used like some secondhand cigarette smoke right there. Cause it was just
get your weed shirt out.
Yeah, seriously, get your weed shirt out. Oh, by the way, fun fact, when we were leaving Arthur Ashe Stadium last night, I smell a little bit of the little bit of the 420 in the air. And I just
George.
was it George? I yell out, I was like, Matt Riddle is all elite. And somebody just goes, bro. I'm like, oh, it's that guy. He's the one smoking.
Jeez.
But no, so my point is, I feel like AEW typically will put the big advertised thing on first. Like, they're not going to make you wait. They're going to put it on at 8:00 sharp. They did it with CM Punk when he debuted. They did it with the Impact World title was kicked off Rampage. And obviously last night you do Bryan versus Kenny. Whereas I feel like in WWE, as much flack as we give them, they build it throughout the night. Like, oh, you want to see what was it, 2 weeks ago? Bobby Lashley versus Randy Orton for the WWE title, and Big E said he was going to cash in. They didn't do that at 8:00. No, they made you like watch the entire show.
Yeah.
You know, build up to the big moment. You know, I know you've got Rampage going on later, and I know they stack that too, so that's a different thing. But like, at least let's get to the midway point, then give me Kenny versus Bryan. But
yeah.
I mean, that's just
match,
my take.
But that match.
That may be the greatest wrestling match I've ever seen live, hands down.
Did you see the GIF of Kenny and Bryan before, like right when the bell rings? Everyone's losing their minds. Bryan's just smiling, taking
He's
it.
like,
Kenny just goes, "I don't give a shit," and then it comes back to Bryan, and he's just soaking it in. And I'm like, this was storytelling at its finest in that match. That was so good. It was a clean match.
Yep.
Like, it's what we needed. And I feel like it's what, as fans, we're giving them all of our money, basically.
Yes.
Kind of what we deserved. And I can't wait to see Kenny and Bryan, kind of like the Kenny Okada thing, just back to back to back to back. And it just never got stale.
My only worry is this, just like, don't give me Kenny versus Bryan until Full Gear at the earliest, maybe even Rampage.
I don't want to see Kenny versus Bryan again until like November, December.
Well, that's when Full Gear is.
Is that okay? Yeah. Fine. I don't want to see Kenny versus Bryan until All Out.
Dave knows all the show dates because he's fearful of losing that crown. I'm just saying.
I don't.
Right?
I don't even.
No one's ever taken
this
away from me. What the heck was it? George? What are you finding? Treasure in the ocean?
Yes.
The lake? Whatever.
George, don't worry about what George finds in the lake, Dave.
Did he take out Poseidon? What the heck? Is that a spear on that flipper? Good Lord. But no,
it's called an oar.
Whatever. Thank you. I was thinking trident.
No.
Where'd you get a or what's the line from Anchorman? Where'd you get a grenade? You should lay low for a little while.
I killed a man with a trident.
Yeah, I think you should lay low for a little while. But no, yeah, so that's just my take. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Do you think we should hold off on like how long, like putting an event?
Baby.
Yeah. But so, I mean, because imagine they only hyped this match up last week. Whereas like, okay, so you've got no build to it, essentially. You're just going to say, by the way, here's the 2 best wrestlers and they're going to wrestle next week. Oh, okay, cool. Imagine if we had that week and then throughout the evening, like, like Adam Cole doesn't just go to the ring and go, Adam Cole, baby. No, he go, Adam Cole. You know? So don't lose your oar there, George. But that's just my opinion. That's me. Other than that, Grand Slam was literally a Grand Slam. And Rampage
Yeah.
was as well. You're going to love Rampage. I hope everyone enjoyed the mystery person at the end of Rampage that came out. You're going to love it.
I'm going to say who it is.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare, Tom. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, Tom. Okay. That's
I know.
Oh.
It was George.
That was you.
I was going to say it was JP storming the stage.
George, that guy was
Eddie Kingston. Tom says hi. I got to tell you.
Here comes 10
if anyone
security
would
guards.
do that, it's JP, and I would appreciate that.
Exactly. JP was just a section below me, though. He wasn't getting down those courts. So, by the way, yeah, my only critique of Arthur Ashe Stadium, too narrow. Like, first of all, merch line's insane. If you're buying anything from AEW, don't get it at the show. Get it online. I know they have exclusive merch, but good Lord, that line was still. I sent the picture to Tom last night. On my way out, the line was insane.
I was sleeping when you sent that to me, so that's saying something.
It was nuts. But yeah, so if you're going to an AEW show and you want the shirts, just pay the $8 shipping. I know it's going to take a little while. Shout out to Pro Wrestling Tees and all the great stuff they're doing, but spend the shipping, wait the 3 weeks. It's worth it. I promise.
Yeah.
So speaking of people with jobs, we have our top 3 Tuesday. Seamless transition, baby. All those years of community college to work. Our top 3 Tuesday are wrestlers with occupations that we want to see made into micro brawlers. So, George, do you have time while you're rowing to give us a top 3?
Yes, George has the top 3 jobs. All right. George goes now?
Yes, George goes now.
Okay.
Now George goes.
George picks Doink the Clown, occupation clown. George takes Big Boss Man, occupation policeman.
Which one? Which one? Where he was wearing the blue shirt or where he looked like a SWAT team member?
Or just getting hung on the cage.
Hasbro style.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then finally, George picks Chris Statlander, occupation alien.
Okay.
Yes,
Solid.
in space, alien is an occupation.
There.
Okay. Took one of mine, you jerk, but okay.
George's voice is different on Earth. A little bit.
Got that T-Pain auto tune. Ryan, how about you? Who you got?
All right. These are leftovers from the group's version of this. I'm going.
No original thought.
Hey, now I put a lot of work in this a while ago, a week ago. Modern day Virgil. Virgil was a butler, but I want modern day Virgil. Be a good fundraiser for him. I might be fearful of how he might use the money. It was my afterthought, but
Virgil
Virgil.
Olive Garden, it'll be fine.
Okay. Meat sauce. Yeah. People would buy the heck out of that, I think.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go Medusa, monster truck driver.
Okay.
And last one, Repo Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Repo Man stole Spaceman George's spaceship.
Bastard.
He was behind on payments.
You should smash him for that. You should really try and smash him for that.
So my top 3, I'm gonna go with, because the season starts very soon. I'm gonna go with the Goon, occupation hockey player.
Okay.
To match Dr. Britt Baker, we need Dr. Isaac Yankum,
Yeah.
dentist.
I love that.
And so I have a 3 and a 3A, or 3A and a 3B. And I'm going to go, well, first I'm going to go with the Godfather. I'm not,
Fair.
you can figure out what his occupation is, folks. Google
What
it.
is it?
It's he's a father of God.
Oh, okay.
Professional Godfather.
And then
Brain driver.
I don't know if anybody
Conductor.
else has ever seen this photo, but it's on old packaging. And I want to know where the heck this IRS brawler is there, everybody. Huh? What
Yeah.
happened to this thing? I want answers, Frank Spahek. I want
Come on,
answers,
Frank.
Ryan Barkin. I want answers, David Stankin. I want to let him know that Tom says hi. I want to know where the heck the IRS brawler is.
Fair.
Thank you for coming to my Ted DiBiase talk.
So 2 of mine were said. Thanks. Doink,
Oh.
obviously. Doink is number 1. I want a Doink
Doink.
brawler so bad. I want Repo Man. I think that would be an amazing looking brawler. Put that little hunch on his back. See how that works. Be incredible. Number 3, Paul Bearer.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little
It's an
morbid.
It's an
Do the
occupation.
impression, Dave. Come on.
But I think it's like WWE did that in the Undertaker box, and it looks terrible. I hate it.
Oh yes.
But you get a good
You get Stank to do it.
graphic of that. I think we could get a really good Paul Bearer brawler. And like, because like Masa's brawler's a little chunky. Like, and that's my favorite brawler. But if we put like that little kind of thickness on Paul Bearer, I don't know, man. That's one I would go nuts over.
Are you waving your hand there, George? Do you have a question?
George just seen another one that fits this description. Passing by right now is Tugboat.
Tugboat.
Oh, tell Tugboat Tom says hi. Although
There it is.
Tugboat, Tom says hi. Wah, wah.
But before we go, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure we let you know that we have a Pro Wrestling Tees store where you can get micro brawlers spoiled for you on the page. But yes, you can get that shirt. George, how'd you get the shirt? We got Amazon
Pro
Prime
Wrestling
is
Tees have
amazing.
good shipping.
Yes, that's why they're all backed up. They're delivering their orders to space right now. So yes, you get the t-shirt that George and the hat that George is wearing, ProWrestlingTees.com/the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. We have something very special. I hope to announce before this comes out. Ryan, wait, is it official? Can I actually say it? No,
It'll happen. Well, come. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
okay, I can't say it, but I want to say it very soon. I'm
going to say it.
No, you can't say. Do you even know what it is?
Yes.
Oh, well, no, don't say it.
It's a weed shirt.
No, it's not the weed shirt. It's the complete opposite of the weed shirt, but it is an amazing shirt that we have coming your way. And then also, of course, patreon.com/the Wrestling Nerd broadcast, where you can join our Facebook group chat. You can join in on meetings with us. You can also potentially get a signed 8x10 from a friend of the show, like Man Scout Manning or Gio Galvano, or so many more that I've got hanging up soon because Ryan is a good brawler brother. Facebook.com/WNRDB, Twitter @WNRDB. And of course, make sure you follow Harold the Puppet on Facebook and Instagram. Mick Foley, if you're watching this, I don't know if this is going to go before or after the Mick
2
Foley
days
show.
before.
Okay, Mick Foley. This is Dave Canning. We met twice. We met at Dutchess Stadium and we met at Nyack Levity Live Comedy Club. And I would just like to say, first of all, you're awesome. Thank you. Second of all, Harold the Puppet is handled by Tom Sasso, and he wants to meet you. He wants to do an interview with you. He's normal. He's a good guy. He's not going to scare you, I promise. You just got a little blue fluffy puppet that he puts on his arm. So I ask, please, make us all have a nice day and talk to Harold. And now that we've done that, I want to talk to Harold, okay? Because Harold had the gusto to put a spotlight on me. No, okay? We called a truce. And he just wants to like go all law and order on me. Go get him. Go get him.
Yeah.
Go
Harold.
get him.
Harold, come on.
Go get him. This is
David
ridiculous.
wants to speak with you.
Yeah, your co-king wants to speak to you.
Come on, Harold.
Shake
I'm not
hands.
coming. Harold, come on. I'm on my way. Hold on. I'm coming.
I want to talk to him.
Well, hold it. It's me, Harold, the Puppet. What do you want, Dave?
I got some questions for you because
Okay.
everyone has accused me of running down Nick Carpenter tragically almost a month ago. And so people thought that I was the one who had something to gain from that. Yes, I did win this crown fairly and squarely at All Out, along with you. But that's the big thing. I wasn't the only one who had something to gain. I didn't even have the power to strip Nick of the crown. You could have left him as king and just said, we're not fighting for it right now. Do you have anything to say, Mr. Commissioner?
Yeah, I do, Dave. If you let me get a word in edgewise. Jeez, Louise.
Edge is not here.
Listen, I know that I could have taken a break from us competing for the crown. But I know my friend, Nick Carpenter, who's a good friend of mine. He texts me, hey, Harold, I hope you have a great night's sleep every night. I knew he wanted us to compete if anything happened. So that's what I did. We are competing for the crown. I don't really care if I win. Do you see the crown on my head?
No, because you
I just
can't,
like to have
you
it
can't
to
find a
give
crown
you
that fits
a
you
hard
properly.
time.
You can't find
I
a crowd that
can't
fits you
fasten
properly.
it. I move my head too much when I talk.
Clearly, you got the biggest mouth here.
Yeah, I do.
But I mean,
But I'm telling you this much right now. You're coming at me saying I could have hurt my friend Nick Carpenter, but he's my friend. We text message every single night.
yeah.
Oh,
George is gonna get to the bottom of this. Land ho!
Land ho.
George, I didn't even tell you hi yet.
I mean, oh well, but I mean, who knows what's happening, you know? But I mean,
Hello? Hello? Oh!
oh my God.
Oh!
I guess we'll see everybody next week. What the heck's happening here?